Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am sharing a layout that I did using Bella Boulevard's baseball collection. And this layout was done as part of a challenge over at the Secret Not Secret Kit Club in their April scrap party. And the challenge was to design on a dime. So basically we got to use as much cardstock, adhesive, scissors, paper trimmer, and tools other than your digital die cutters for free. Anything after that you would have to pay for to open up that category of items. So for instance, pattern paper was 30 cents. You could use as much pattern paper as you wanted, but it would cost you 30 cents. Thickers would be another 30 cents. 3x4 pocket cards would be 10 cents, enamel dots 10 cents, and so on. We had a whole list of items, and we were to try and keep our layouts under $1.50. So I went a little bit further and challenged myself to only use pattern paper and tools, so my layout would cost me 30 cents. So that is exactly what I did. So everything you see on my layout is going to be hand cut with my scissors or with the paper trimmer. Okay, I'm going to use some craft foam to back the big pointy finger, as well as the baseball diamond, the little baseballs, the title. Pretty much everything on this layout has some craft foam behind it, and I will be using some liquid glue to adhere that to the layout because the tape runner from the ATG gun does not stick super well to it, and I want to make sure those things are not going to pop off when I put them in my page protector in my album. And you did see me back the words Go Team with that blue paper that's underneath my paper trimmer. I did that so that it would provide a little depth and pop off the page a little better. It was blending in too much with the pinstriped background because both of them had a white base to them. And then in a second here, you're going to see me go through that blue paper again and see if there's any other words or phrases that I want to pull out of it. And I really like that paper has a ton of different words that will fit with any baseball layout that you would have. They're all in different fonts, different sizes, different colors. Well, they're all in a monochromatic colors, but different, darkness and lightness of the blue. So I found something that I like there, and you can see me gutting it out of the paper with my paper trimmer. The Fiskars trimmer is really wonderful for that. You can gut papers and use it as a border around your background with that paper trimmer. I also have a Caterpillar, but you cannot do that with a rotary trimmer, so I use this one quite a bit. Now you see me here using a blue Sharpie. Pens were a free item on the list. They're considered a tool. And so I am just going around the edges of the words because I don't want them to show they all have a white core to that paper. And I didn't do that with the words Go Team, so you can see me there using some other paper to kind of protect my layout, but to be able to go around and give the words a nice border. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere those down. One end is going to get some foam tape to let it match the other end that it is popping off of. So the end that's attached to the red hand there is already popped up because the red hand is popped up, so I needed to just add a little bit of the foam tape to the opposite end. So I went ahead and I punched out the little baseballs, and I will be putting those scattered around the page somewhat like you would an enamel dot. And I got them on the page, and I wasn't really happy that, I don't know, it just kind of looked like the balls were just all floating around on the page. So you're going to see me here cutting out some of the baseball gloves that actually have the ball in the middle of it. And I am going to just go ahead and glue those right down over a couple of the balls. I didn't bother to take the ball off the page. They're already glued down. I just wasn't happy with the way they looked. It looked like they were just bouncing everywhere randomly and kind of haphazardly. So I replaced a couple of those by way of adhering the baseball mitt right over the top. And that worked out really well, and I just fussy cut those out with my scissors there. I had to do a little bit of trimming to make it fit properly on the words play ball. And then I was much happier with the way the layout looked, intermixing the baseball gloves. I'm not really sure why the balls looked kind of funny. I think maybe it looked too much like a tic-tac-toe board or something. It just wasn't working for me. So here I am punching out another ball to add it into a different spot, which I think gave a little more balance. It needed one over there on the baseball diamond to kind of give that diagonal down to the big red finger. So I'm a lot happier with the way it came out. And I'm trimming down the little red pieces because I know I'm going to trim the entire thing down, the entire layout down, and I'm going to back it with this red paper, which I am gutting. So I didn't want the red horizontal stripe to go all the way to the edges once I trimmed down the blue pinstriped paper. So I started by trimming off the edge of the red horizontal stripe so that it wouldn't do that. Once I get my layout backed with the red border, I decide that it needs some mixed media. The problem in that was that the mixed media on the list was not very cheap, and I wanted to stick to my 30-cent layout here. So I pulled out my old Distress ink spritzer by Tim Holtz, and I stuck the blue Sharpie in it, and away I went. It's not as neat looking as using a splatter, but it did work. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up.